Hello, everybody. Hopefully, you guys can hear me clearly. And I just hope everyone's doing fine today. Today, we're going to be, then again, continuing the drawing for my manga, my webtoons story, and Yuki-san's Void, and it's down in the description down below. Now, yesterday, in the comment section, I was like talking about this, and they said that the link doesn't work. So hopefully it works now, since I linked a new link down below. So hopefully it works well now, instead of leading you to a mysterious page that is definitely not gonna hack you. I'm joking. Webtoons, their links don't hack you. It doesn't have like any ads on there or anything like that, so no worries. The only ads that they have on there is like probably their own story ads. That's it. But other than that though, let's start right now today. So before the stream, I always like, before drawing it digitally, I always like sketch it out traditionally. And also hello. Yeah, I always sketch it out traditionally before I start going over it digitally, because it just makes me just kind of be more clear of what I want to draw. And I feel like drawing traditionally, I always seem to connect more with the paper, because sometimes when I draw digitally, I just find it a little bit weird that I cannot draw as detailed or as refined as traditional drawings, which is like so odd to me. So it's kind of like my little disadvantage, but still, yeah, here we go. So as you can see, I kind of fixed the arm here because it originally looked like that, which is like a little bit odd. There are a lot of like places, little parts on this page that has a little bit of needing of tweaks, like some parts a little bit odd, but it's just because I was trying to do a quick sketch today. So yeah, we're gonna be going over it. So if you guys are interested, definitely go check it out. This morning, it's currently like afternoon for me right now. And also hello, good morning USA. Yeah, very early morning, I think it is for the US. It's like 2 a.m. in the morning. Wow, very early morning. But yeah, this morning I was typing out the story. I like to use Google Docs to type out the story of Yuki-san's Void, and I was just really enjoying the process of thinking out the storylines, and it really felt like there was these like movie scenes in my head, and it was like so interesting and so cool. What apply do you use? Oh, you mean what app do I use? I use Sketchbook. It is a totally free program. Sketchbook, without premium, that is. You can like apply to premium, which is like right here. This is upgrade to premium, which I do not have, but I'm using Sketchbook currently. I've been using Sketchbook since back in 2021, so I've been using Sketchbook for quite a while now. So this is like a very familiar program that I like to use and I got comfortable with. So yeah, I'm a little bit picky. I don't know. I tried to use like other programs, but at the end of the day, I was like, I don't know. It has like a lot of advantages, sure, but I don't know. I'm just like not as comfortable. But like the thing is, I have so much respect for the people who use their phones as like drawing tablets. Those are like so impressive. Like you can use literally your hand. What digital pen do you use? So I have a Galaxy Ultra 19 tab, I forgot, but yeah, I use a Galaxy Ultra tab, which is a tablet, and it comes with a pen. It doesn't have like an Apple pen or anything like that. It's sort of like Apple Pen if you think about it, but it's Samsung. I don't use Apple stuff. Our home, like where my family, we use like Samsung stuff a lot, so yeah. But I did use like an Apple Pen before, and I'm not gonna lie, when my friend kind of borrowed me for like a few minutes, I was scared for my life because wow, like everything felt so glassy. Like, how do I say it? Everything felt really smooth on the tablet, and it just felt like I was drawing on glass, if that makes sense, with a smooth pen. Also, what manga are you making? I am making my manga on my webtoons, which is down in the description below. You can check it out. I worked on it since 2021. It's called Yuki's Something's Void. It's a psychological horror, I'd say, and it's kind of like having weird core elements since I was really heavily inspired by it. So yeah, the S9 Ultra sounds good tab, actually. Yeah, it is a very good one. It has like a lot of space on it, and it is, I bought like not the biggest one, but I bought like the second biggest one, which I've always wanted. I've always wanted. My first tablet was not like a one that you can use or like as like an actual tablet. It's like the black tablet where you have to look at the monitor or like your computer and then drawing while drawing on it, if that makes sense. So there wasn't like a screen on my first ever drawing tablet, which is okay. I still got around with it, but I do really prefer this much more now since I got used to it. The thing is I'm trying to fit the format and also make it high quality at the same time as much as I possibly can, because as you can see, it's like really pixelated, quite pixelated for me at least. I'm not sure if it looks like that on the video, but hopefully it comes out great. So yeah, this morning I was story making, and I'm not gonna lie, it was like so fun. I'd play music while story making. It just makes me more immersed while story making. So if you guys ever like to, you know, kind of make it like a little story, it doesn't have to be long, but if you guys are interested in, you know, probably making stories and drawing them out, I recommend like playing music that fits the scenery or like fits the imagination, I'd say. Because like you won't stop writing, you won't stop creating. Because while you're like writing, it's like the movie is playing out, or like the sceneries is playing out in your head. It's like really, really cool. It's a really cool experience. So the person that I'm drawing right now is Aoi. She has slime for hair. If you guys want to know why she became slime, I recommend you go read the manga, because she was early introduced. So don't worry, you don't have to be like midway in the story to understand her or to get to know her. She's pretty early introduced. Also, yesterday, I think I was called out, and perhaps you guys are thinking or probably asking this, like, why does she have a button eye? So I was somewhat just kind of inspired by Coraline, because I wanted something, you know, an element I was inspired by as a child. Because I grew up with like Tim Burton, Ghibli movies, and then like Coraline. Coraline was so traumatizing. I can't believe I watched it when I was like around 4, which is crazy. But yeah, that's why I like to like add like tiny elements of me, of what I grew up with, kind of, into my art pieces, or like my stories. So right now she's kind of annoyed because there's this new character called Leah. She's kind of like a mechanical machine kind of entity, and she doesn't trust her. Aoi doesn't trust her because like there's so many different creatures in the liminal spaces, and she's just like, I don't know what you're talking about. And this creature is trying to, this entity is trying to give them like a shelter, but she just doesn't trust her enough. So she's kind of annoyed and really suspicious. If you enjoy watching Alice in Wonderland, I think you're gonna really like this story, because I was also really inspired by Alice in Wonderland. I think there's like a movie that was really scary, but it's kind of like super scary. Like, it's probably one of the scariest movie that I ever watch. There's this movie called Crimson Peak, and it's about like ghosts, and it's really messed up. So if you're underage, I definitely do not recommend that movie for you. It is very sensitive, but then again, I was like there for the horror. It was really scary. But yeah, I bought an anatomy book and started practicing the anatomy book, what it taught within the book with my characters. And I thought it turned out pretty good. If you guys see the last like episode of Yuki's Endless Void that I created, I thought it worked pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. There were some drawings that I was like pretty proud of. I'm like drawing the joints. I like drawing arms and like different parts of limbs. I don't know why. I like to practice those a lot. I just start to draw like arms and hands all of a sudden sometimes when I start doodling. Isn't the anatomy hard to learn? It is quite hard to learn, I'm not gonna lie, but the book had so much good stuff. Like, it made you literally have a perspective to the point where you can kind of imagine it and kind of draw it out. But sadly, the book isn't in English. I read it in Chinese. The anatomy book has suddenly became a horse or something. Okay, anyway. Yeah. I don't necessarily think references are like the most helpful. Well, for me at least. Like, I did try, I'm not gonna lie, it does sort of help, but I think it really like dismotivated me. It didn't motivate me to keep drawing because I feel like I kept comparing my drawing to the reference and it just didn't look anything like the reference. And so I was pretty disappointed. So I decided to choose another method, which I didn't mean to. Like, I went to the bookstore and I was like looking for art books. I love art books so much, like different artists from Twitter and whatnot. And they have this art books of like series of all these artists' art on there. And then I found this anatomy book and I was like, ooh, what's this? This is like really cool. And then I flipped through the pages and I was like, okay, I think this might work. So I tried it out and then I started practicing. And I can tell you what I learned from it. I can like do like a little translation if you guys want next time with the book, of course. If you practice enough. Yeah, that is true. But I feel like work smarter and also work hard as well. But in some case, work smarter, not harder. But, you know. My left brain always interfering to your right one. So I sometimes suck at drawing even though I have a reference. I feel like practicing not having a reference is probably the best thing. I'm not gonna lie. Because references just really feel like something that shouldn't be there every single time you draw. Because the point of drawing is to kind of draw from memory or like draw from imagination, and or both, to be honest. So I think like drawing without a reference, just practicing that and make your like art more fun to like doodle around. It doesn't have to be like perfection to perfection, if that makes sense. You don't have to be like a perfectionist. which is hard. I know a lot of artists struggle with this. They just want it to look so refined, but the thing is, sometimes, oh my gosh, sometimes less is more. Like, you want like your art style to shine through, instead of just like this picture perfect art piece that you're imagining to be exactly the same as the reference, if that makes sense. Yeah, I too believe you like practice is like really important, but like practicing in a way that not only motivates you and lets you learn something new through like an enjoyable experience is also pretty important. So yeah, this is Leah. Thing that I'm drawing right now is a sea angel. The sea angel is basically living in this robotic body. So it's actually the sea angel controlling the whole body. So technically Leah is a sea angel, but she is considered like a robot entity. So yeah. Why did I create her as a sea angel? It's because I saw sea angels on the internet and I was so inspired by it, because I was like, wow, this creature exists. They look so cool. They look so beautiful, and I just like thought they were this like really fantasizing creature. Like, they look fantasy wise, if that makes sense. They look really, how do I say it, in that fantasy genre basically. And I was like, wow, this thing exists. I have to like put this as like one of my characters or something like that, because this is so cool. But you know, and then I saw one in real life. They're so tiny. Sea angels are so tiny, matter of fact. They're oh no, I'm not even kidding you. They're like this tiny. Okay, wait. I'll try to, yeah, they're like, wait, no, they're not even that tiny. So if you're seeing this right here, like they're like this tiny. They're like that tiny, you guys. That tiny. They're that tiny. Literally, they had to put a magnifying glass on the tank in order for us to see it. Do they have a lore? Yes, they do. They do have a lore. Leah does have a lore. I cannot spill the lore. You will have to find out the lore after I keep coming out with new episodes and pages. So they do have lore. I always like to give lore along with the story. It just makes sense. So, you know, I don't like to just say the lore out loud and just like right in front before anything happens. I just want to make things a little bit more, you know, piecing puzzles together along the way, if that makes sense. Sorry, DK, if you said it already, but do you plan on posting the manga anywhere? I did. I posted on Webtoons. Then again, if you guys are like interested, especially if you grew up watching Tim Burton movies or like inspired by Alice in Wonderland type of stuff, I definitely recommend it. So you can go down in the description down below, and there's a Webtoons link. Webtoons. It's on Webtoons, basically. I think there's like other places that I can post it. I can post these manga pages. I think I should do that. It should branch out. It should branch out, definitely, 100%. Yeah. I get paranoid easily, so just asking, do you get scared easily? Depending on the situation and what's the consequences of the situation and what might happen, I probably would say I can get scared from like a 5 to a 9.5. So I guess so. But the thing with fear is that it's also something that I've been learning lately. The thing with fear is that the more that you believe, or the more that you let it kind of consume you through life, it just kind of traps you. It entraps you. Like, I get it. Fear is kind of something humans have to have in order for us to survive. But like, especially when it comes to things that won't kill us nowadays, because now we don't have to, most of us now don't have to strive to survive, but we do have food, and of course we have to like struggle in order to make an income and stuff like that, but like you have to really think about the values of things. And I just don't think letting fear kind of get a hold of you, because it just kind of takes everything, like the joy, away from life. I just realized what was realized. Okay, wait, there we go. The leaves look really curvy. These are actually sea plants. Like, wait, what are they called? Seaweed. I think these are seaweed. They look kind of like seaweed. They're just sea plants. Okay, I don't know what kind. Don't ask me. Compared to it seems that speed paints don't seem to get much views compared to trends and stuff. Is that an aquarium or TV? It's actually both. It's an aquarium and a TV. And also, yeah, speed paints don't get much views anymore. I did realize that, and that's why I kind of stopped doing it. I used to post it on Instagram, but oh my gosh, Instagram is such a hard place to get support. Like, I'm not saying like a hard place to get support, but it's like a really hard place to kind of get more exposed unless you like post a lot, which is fine, I guess. I think that's a me problem, but like personally, I feel like Instagram is just a really draining place for me, because you post a lot and then you get minimum back. Which I'm like, dude, unless the speed paint is something trendy. Yeah, unless that is. Also, I do realize speed painting, if you match like some sort of like beat to like music, like like let's say you have like a really trendy music playing, and then you have like a speed paint where like each scene is kind of like matching the beat, if you get what I'm trying to say, then it could probably most likely blow up. It could probably, I can't guarantee you, but it does work. It does work, you guys. I've been posting on social media of my art pieces since I'd say 2020, 2021, around there. And I've been really studying trends, but trends are they're like waves, like how they say it. Like it's just like a wave, a trend, and then it goes and then kind of comes back again and then it goes. So it's really unpredictable, but if you're on the internet a lot and if you're a content creator, I think, learning from other people is very useful, especially if you're trying to build something. But then again, don't drain yourself, because social media is so draining, especially if you're trying to make your art as a career and you're trying to build like a following or a platform for your art, and to have your customers be inspired or just want to see your work. I do recommend days on having a day off, because the internet is like so draining at some point. Like, the thing is, what I realized is one time I posted like a short of my gosh, words are so hard to say sometimes, especially the long ones, the long sentences. Traditional art. One time I posted my traditional art, and it wasn't really my style. I tried something new. It was like really leaning towards realism, and I'm not gonna lie, realism is such a big hit for the art community. And I think a lot of people love realism because it's really simple to understand, and it has like a kind of a how to draw in a certain way in order for it to look like realism. And I think a lot of people really like that, but for me, it's just really not my thing. I don't necessarily love realism, even though I do draw it. And then that short kind of blew up a little bit, like not too much, but it kind of blew up. And then I saw that it got quite a lot of views on it, and then I was like, okay, let's make this content. But the thing is, that's not me, you know, that's just not what I make. And so you're going to be drawing what you think people are gonna like, which is really draining. It's not the point of creating the platform, just to draw what people like. This goes hand in hand with also fan art. I don't want to draw fan art of the reason of that, but then I fell into the other trap, which is like drawing realism, which is also something really popular. That wasn't truly me. It was just trying out phase that I want to post. So yeah, it's kind of like a little struggle for content creators. So I kind of like step back and say, wait a minute, am I happy drawing this? Is this really me? Is this really what I want to be known for? So yeah, I just took a step back. But if you see the shorts nowadays, the few shorts that I like recently posted, I know those like seem to be leaning more realism, but those are actually just practices of me trying to capture the characters or like the actresses or actors features. So no, that is not my permanent art style. Do I do commissions? I'm not gonna lie, I really want to open my commissions, but yes, I think one time I did open my commissions, but it didn't go so well. And yeah, the payment here is a bit tricky. I'm not gonna lie, the payment here is really tricky. But yeah. I do plan on opening my commissions again. Yes. Okay. Here we go. Alright, I'm just gonna like doing like little effects around her to make her look annoyed. It's kind of like a cute thing. Kind of like cartoon characters. Okay. But yeah, I also think the source of inspiration is not really reliable whatsoever at all. Like, sometimes I rely my motivation on the inspiration, but that's just not so reliable. So instead, I kind of, on days, especially on days where I don't feel like drawing, I kind of just like find practices and like save them for like watch later, and then watch them on the days that I do not feel like drawing. And the thing is, I used to think drawing every day was a must, but that's actually not true. You can do artistic activities every day. Yes, you do want to exercise that creative part of your brain, but it doesn't necessarily have to be something related to drawing. And I just find that much better because it's less draining. It's much less draining. But yeah, comment down below what kind of ideas you guys want to see, tutorials, or my PNG tuber tutorial, how to set up your stream, or perhaps like a suggestion like doing commissions. And yeah, and much more. I always really like watching videos of people drawing while I draw myself, because like it's just like, I don't know, it just makes an atmosphere for like a drawing mood. I don't know why. It's just really weird. Yep, ID Cave is the art block where your laziness is on the max level. I I can definitely understand that. I can definitely understand that. Like, low-key, on some days I'm just like, drawing, yeah, I don't know. Like, sometimes I'd be doing something, I would multitask. I would be watching a video or like a movie, and then I'd be drawing, but that drawing kind of ends up looking something like looking off and looking weird, and then I just kind of lose motivation for drawing. Yeah, actually, how do you set up your stream? So I use OBS. And I use another few like really cool platforms. It's not a platform, it's like an app that I download on my computer for PNG. And also, hello. But yeah, for my PNG, to make my PNG. I make my PNG first, and then I load it in the app. But yeah, I think I can show you guys in a tutorial, like make a video about it. Because you have no idea, I actually wanted a VTuber avatar, but I did not know how to like make a VTuber. Of course I know how to draw one, but like I didn't know how to assemble one, if you know what I'm trying to say. Like, those take so much time. It's just insane to me how people make them, which now then I would get like why they're kind of pricey, especially if you go on Twitter and you find like a VTuber artist. And the setup is also pretty tricky with like the webcam and also like the tracking, and it's just like really crazy, and it does somewhat cost money, but some are also free. But oh my gosh, it is really, yeah, exactly, that is so complex. Exactly, it is super complex. So I sadly gave up on the idea, for now at least, of creating a VTuber, because no way. No way. You know, it's just too much. So I ended up settling for a PNG tuber, which also took a little bit time, but thankfully the app that I used for kind of, you know, creating the movements, which as you can see, I'm like moving slightly, and then my mouth is also moving, or like just kind of opening. Yeah. You know, like while talking, basically, is the app is like really simple to understand, thankfully. Oh my gosh. So yeah, I settled with a PNG tuber. I just spent an hour drawing something, and my mom walked in on me drawing, and I like, because my sketchbook, and I was like, I finished it at midnight. I was so embarrassed. I don't think it's embarrassing to get like found out drawing in the middle of the night, because I feel like good ideas always comes to us in the middle of the night, which is so odd to me. It's like perhaps I get it. I think I get it. This is my theory. Hear me out. So like, what if we're like half asleep, right? You know, and like ideas start to not make sense, but also we're kind of awake, so we're kind of trying to attach logic to it. You know what I'm trying to say? And then that's like when like creative stuff start to happen, if that makes sense. Because like that happened to me, I'd say 3 times in my life. A few times while trying to sleep, I guess. And I'm not gonna lie, that's when you really want to write down your ideas, or like do like at least like a little doodle of those ideas, because I think those could be something. I'm not gonna lie, those could be something. Something that I did back then, I'd have these very odd dreams, and I'd build out the dreams in Minecraft, like the atmosphere or like the liminal space in my dreams into Minecraft. And I thought that was such a good idea, and actually turned out pretty good, even though of course like in my dream it's 4K and like, you know, everything's so detailed, but in Minecraft it's like much more simpler. But anyway, it's close enough. So I was like really enjoying that process. So if you guys like have a game, or like have anything in general to kind of create, it can be clay or anything like that, like what you think about and what your mind thinks about. I won't necessarily recommend making your nightmares into reality. So yeah, but like something creative, if you get what I mean. My brain at 11 p.m. Let's draw a fairy tale cabin right now. Exactly. Like, it's really odd how the brain works. I think it's like that half asleep situation, like I said. Yeah, when I actually want, okay, I need to slow down. I'm trying to like combine all the words together. Yeah, when I actually want to rest peacefully, the ideas just keep suddenly popping. Exactly, that's when you need to write the ideas down. I'm telling you. I am telling you. That is when you need to write the ideas down, because I don't know why. Once those ideas are gone, I just stare at a blank paper and I'm like, okay, this is really just frustrating to me when I was trying to sleep and yet those ideas just will not leave me alone. But now that I need ideas, that they're just silent. And like, I'm just like, are you kidding me right now? Are you kidding me right now? Are you serious? Are you serious? So, write those ideas down for future needs, because you never know when art block is around the corner and, life is really harsh and you just don't feel like drawing. So write those ideas down, or like doodle them down, or just like have something that you can remember them by. I have a strange dreams too. There's always like a lucid dream, so you always sketch the main part of your dream, because sometimes in the most weird stuff, like I was writing a Minecraft pig at carnival. That's actually kind of cute, writing a Minecraft pig at a carnival. Okay, that's kind of cute, low-key. Yeah. Minecraft pig. Minecraft animals are so cute. But yeah, my favorite is like the brown cow. Those guys are so cute. But yeah, draw it out, draw your dreams out. Don't recommend nightmares. Don't draw them nightmares out. Even though I did like draw one out one time. But it's only because I thought it was really creative. So the dream was about, I think, me getting yelled at, and then the sink having like an eye looking at me, and the sink was like facing me, and like all the objects were like facing me. Like the cap of things would face me, and like, everything was facing me basically. And instead of people, it was the objects. I know it's like really hard to explain, but it was like really odd, so I drew it. I thought it was like, okay, that's kind of original, I guess. My favorite Minecraft animal are the OG wolves. Like the OG wolves. They're kind of like dogs, right? Are they dogs? Are they wolves? Are they considered dogs? I forgot. I think they are. I really, really, and I mean really, like the axolotls in Minecraft. They are so cute. My favorite one is like this really cute white and blue finned axolotl, which is like so cute. Axolotls are so cute, but I don't think you can really interact with them much. The thing about like amphibians, they're called amphibians, right? No, they're like fishes. I forgot. Are they amphibians? Anyway, like frogs, axolotls, fish. I know they're not in the same genre, but I'm just saying them out loud. You can't really interact with them. Not really. And yeah, they don't like being pet. And I have the human urge to pet animals. Especially cute ones. They are if you take them, and I used to act like the queen of a wolf pack when I was 10. I would build a wolf den in Minecraft, and I'd go into creative and spawn 30 wolves and tame them. Yeah, I had like a little, like I used to really like wolves as well, but I grew out of that. I was like, oh, what was I thinking? I don't remember much dreams. It's fine. I think a lot of dreams a lot of time got forgotten. Sometimes I kind of zone out when I do have like a long dream, but like the feeling would still linger, if that makes sense. Like if the dream was something really anxiety inducing, um it's I'd feel like panicky when I wake up, and then I'd kind of zone out and say, okay, what the heck did I dream about? Because why am I feeling so scared? I know I dreamed about something like really scary, and then I just kind of zone out, and then I'd remember after a little while, which is really weird. Really weird. Why do I remember after a little while but not instantly? Which is like so odd to me. Like what? By the way, your voice is so good. Like what the hell? Thank you. Someone, like I think two people in my life, not really necessarily in my life, but two people that I think I met online said that I sound like an AI, which is like hilarious. Anyway, that's the end of that. But most involve me or someone I know virtually passing. Oh, yeah, those are like kind of subconsciously nightmare involved type of dreams. I'd get that, like especially with things that happen to you personally. I think those are the most common, especially. Probably dream about those like a lot, frequently. One time I was like 7, I was sleeping on my couch and woke up to a nightmare. The nightmare was a bunch of bugs crawling out from under the couch and behind on the wall. I woke up screaming. Oh my gosh. That must be scary for a 7-year-old. Not gonna lie. If I was 7 and I dreamt about that, I'd probably run for my life in the dream and try to in real life as well. Like sometimes I would want to wake up from a dream. Like I'm in the dream, right? And I have thoughts in my dream. It's so weird. It's like I'm in the dream, but I have thoughts in the dream, if that makes sense. So like it's a thought in my brain. In me. Okay, this is so weird. It's really hard to explain. Dreams are just so odd, dude. Do you use a stabilizer when doing line art? I sometimes use a stabilizer when doing line art, but in most cases not really. No. Cuz like the stabilizer kind of annoys me. Like I'm trying to draw like a kind of a squiggly shape and it just says no, this does not look accurate. You have to do this instead. I'm like, okay, just go away. I don't need you. I don't need you, bro. You can just stay there until I need you again. For a more symmetrical shape. A symmetrical shape. Told your parents the next day about the nightmare because I thought it was real, and they were like, you saw bugs in the living room, and I was like, they probably thought like, you know, you were for real, but then you're not for real because it was a dream. I don't know. I don't usually have bug dreams. If I did have bug dreams, they're have like somewhat of like a creature related, like it has like a mammal like feature on it. It's just really odd. I don't know, sometimes I dream of like really interesting creatures that don't actually exist, like thank goodness. But yeah, you guys, if you want to check out the manga, I'd really appreciate it, because as you can see, the line art is taking quite a while, and the thing is, I color in my manga pages, so that also takes a while. So I really appreciate it I really appreciate it if you appreciate my manga pages. You know, appreciate to appreciate. Anyway. So she's a nurse. Leah's a nurse. And Aoi has trust issues with her. Have you ever tried playing speed draw on Roblox? Yes, I have. And I feel like I suck. Despite me as an artist. Listen, I don't draw with my mouse, and I tried to cheat. I tried to cheat. I connected my tablet to my laptop, and then I was like, I'm gonna win this. But then I end up, like, it didn't work. It ended up not working, and then I was like, dang it. So I gave up. I gave up on it. Sometimes when I'm dreaming, I force myself to stay awake because I'll be having the best dreams, and usually they're so like humany, like I'm there but I'm not. It's a dream, but it's real, but it's not. Yeah, I can understand the sentence without truly understanding the sentence, if that makes sense. I can kind of understand it, but I can't reprehend it, if that makes sense. I don't know, like these types of things, it's really hard to understand. It's really hard to explain it in a vocabulary, in any vocabulary. Okay, yeah. You know what? English is just Englishing halfway today. These syringes look a bit wonky, I'm not gonna lie. They look like they're gonna break. So let me do like a more detailed version. Because then again, the sketch is just a sketch. It's not actually, you know, refined or like detailed. Your grammar sucks anyways. Yeah, like I think practicing in anything, especially if you want to like master or anything like that, I think practicing is the best thing. And practice in a way where, you know, you can have fun with it. Like for me, sometimes I think speaking so professionally is kind of funny and kind of fun in that way. One moment. Okay, I'm here. But yeah, we're gonna make these syringes more 3D. Talking about 3D, are you guys like familiar with like 3D art or like Blender or anything like that? Because I think that was popular for quite a bit, and also that that genre, I think it's still popular. It's not like a trend, you know, but like it's a really good hobby. I think I'm trying to learn it. I think it's a pretty complex program, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes when I'm trying to talk to my parents, I'll be trying to speak like a normal American English, so I'll be mispronouncing, so I'll say screw English, it's the Spanish sector now. Hello. Yeah, I get that. So I actually speak 2 languages as well. And I like to speak English more than my other language, so I would get like preferring a language over the other, depending on which one is easier for you to, you know, explain in, I guess, or like talk in. And I like English much more, even though it gets a little bit scrambly. Like what I struggle with is like sometimes I'd say a word, and then like say a sentence, not just words, say a sentence, and I try to like combine them all together, and then it comes out a new language. It's like it's Etanese or Etaglish, Ediglish. Okay, anyway, I'm not even gonna try. You sound like Hyunjin from Stray Kids. I sound like a guy? Is that a guy? Because I think Stray Kids is that K-pop group, isn't it? I got banned from the 6th time. I don't know if I recognize you, but are you that person that is like into hair? Because I don't think I recognize you. Though she kind of sounds like Maury Calilope. Okay, yeah, I'm butchering these words like crazy. Search him up. Okay. I'll search him up. I'll be educated. Let me see. Dude, I swear, if this is like a dude, I'm gonna like crash out. Hyunjin from Stray Kids. Oh, wait, it's a girl, right? Is it? Wait, I'm not looking at the chat right now. No, it's a guy. I sound like a guy. That's really crazy. I'm gonna crash out. It's your like it's your fault. It's your fault. Definitely 100%. What the heck? Mori Kala. Oh, it's a VTuber. I think I've seen her before. Yeah, I've seen her before. Yeah, she's a VTuber. Yeah, I'm searching. And she has like wait, okay. The chat's not loading. He's a fine dude. No. Listen. Yeah, he's a dude. I'm not saying that, you know, I'm like trying to offend you guys, but like personally I don't want to sound like a guy. You sound like him. Thank you, I guess. To sound like a guy. He's a good singer and he has a good voice, so it's not bad. I suppose. Stay in the wild? Who's staying in the wild? Huh? Listen, I was like a K-pop fan back in the day. Just back in the day when I was like in my elementary school days, dude. And like I wasn't like Stray Kids wasn't the most popular thing. I was into BTS, which I'm not anymore. But, you know, it's a compliment. I guess thank you. You know, thank you. I don't know. Yeah. Stray Kids, Blackpink, and like other stuff. I don't know who Rihanna, Terry, I don't know who that is. I was in ARMY back then. Yeah, ARMY. I remember that. I remember my favorite was Taeyoung. But yeah, no, I'm not into that anymore. Stuff's old. I don't want to get into that anymore. K-pop was like I think I was only following it because all the girls in the class are following it, and I kind of just found my own kind of K-pop group, and I was like, oh yeah, sure, let's vibe with this. OMG, for real, same. Yeah, Taeyang was really popular. One of the pretty boys, I guess. And she drawing too, but it's a tutorial. Well, I don't know how your brain can comprehend two voices talking to you at once, but you know, that's impressive. Unless the tutorial is like silent, which is also impressive, teaching silently. Because ain't no way. In my videos, sometimes I'd be editing the videos, right? And I'd like voice over them. Or like I wouldn't really voice over them at first. I'd make the video silently. And also hello. I'd make the video silently and then I'd voice over them. But then I end up getting drained out. I'm like, dude, I'm yapping too much. I'm tired. And they probably want to hear some silence as well. So I start like editing the music in without talking. I'd be like, okay, I'm just gonna let you see the process of my drawing and I'm gonna shut up. That's not literally what I said, but you know, you get the point. Who is that with the wolf cut? Yeah, you see her. Yeah, she has that beautiful wolf cut. Yeah, I was so into wolf cuts back then. But this is Yuki. She's the main character. Yuki. This is Yuki. It's spelled like this. So she's the main character because, you know, the series is literally called Yuki's Endless Void. I am doing good today. Hopefully you guys all are as well. This crazy girl who thinks the Afton family are real people was obsessed with Stray Kids, and I was friends with her before I knew she was cuckoo, and she's the one who introduced you to Stray Kids. Yeah. I think, K-pop groups, the fandom is sometimes quite toxic, I'm not gonna lie. And can be quite aggressive as well. So, I kind of like to step away from it. Like, I think Twice is okay, but I don't know. K-pop for me is just not good. Not as good. Hello. Can you draw some tune in Dandy's World? Dandy's World. Where did I hear that from? Is that from, like, Roblox? My little sis has a wolf cut and it's so cute. Yeah, wolf cuts are really cute, but they're really hard to manage. I'm not gonna lie. If you have like straight hair, right, and they're not as curly, especially if you like have thin straight hair, which is me, I struggle with that. The thing is, I think the haircut, like what are they called? Hairdresser? Yeah, hairdresser told me like, are you sure you want to cut something like this? Are you sure you want to cut something with layers? I'm like, yes, it looks so good. And she's like, yeah, okay, but like you have straight hair though. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's good. By the way, the crazy girl was like 3 years older than me at the time and was 14. I was 11, 6th grade. She was in 8th grade. Sammy Shaker. I think I don't do I remember you? The thing is, like, I remember people, their names and their profile pictures. So if you like change your profile pictures or you haven't tuned in for a while, sadly, I don't think I do. I don't think I do remember you. Sorry. Who's that with the wolf cut you were outlining? Oh yeah, this is Yuki, like I said. Yuki's Endless Void. She's the main character of the manga. Yeah, that's from Roblox. Draw starter Poppy, please, sometimes. Okay, I can like check it out and probably make it into a short or something. Sorry for not attending for a while. That's totally fine. Like, there was a time where I wasn't streaming as much as well, so that's totally fine. But yeah, I usually stream on Saturdays and Sundays, you guys. If you want to stay tuned, definitely hit the notification bell while subscribing, because, you don't have to pay money for it, and, you get a free notification when I'm live streaming. And you can probably be innovative while watching the stream and draw yourself. Draw while I'm drawing. But yeah, talking about the wolf cut situation. Because I had a wolf cut for a while and it turned into pretty crap because hair was straight. My hair is like thin and straight, and it was just looking like I got rained on, and it just looked like this. Literally looked like this. Wait, let me see. It literally looked like this. At the end, that's what it looked like. Low-key sad though, because we had such a good convo when I did join. Yeah, sorry about that. I really appreciate you guys tuning in today, no matter if you're like new or not, or like you used to, stop by. But I do really do like recognize people, especially if they joined before. And if they join like a lot, especially like with their profile pictures. And like I do recognize people, but sometimes if it's like for a while and like something changed, then yeah. Your cat's in your lap and she's so cute. She's a fluffy orange and white cat. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. And she's really tiny, but she's 4 because she's a runt. No. What do you mean she's a runt? I mean, like puppies and kittens, they're like little children. They like to play around a lot. And also, hello. My hair person warns you about hairstyles you want to have. Exactly. That's what my hair stylist does as well. But I think those stylists actually don't mean it in a way, you know, to be offensive. They just want you to not regret, you know, having that type of hairstyle, because they kind of would understand like what hair suits you the most. So they kind of warn you at first, you know, like literally the lady that warned me, she's like, are you sure you want to have this haircut? You're gonna look like an octopus. You're gonna look like you're having an octopus on your head. Are you sure you want to have the haircut? So I was like, yeah, I want to have this haircut. But like then again, she was like really nice, and I'm really happy that she warned me, because I think if she actually did exactly what I asked, I would have been regretting it. So yeah, I do think the warnings don't really mean something to be really offensive. Just most of the time, at least, is to basically tell you to take a step back, you know? So instead of going all the way for what I wanted, she actually did some tweaks, which is, you know, not making the layers as high as they're supposed to be. So, like, not cutting the layers as short as they're supposed to be, is basically what I'm trying to say. She was born a runt, so she's naturally a lot smaller than how she's supposed to be, but it's okay because it adds her cuteness. Also, octopus. Yeah, exactly, octopus hair. And yeah, I love animals. I have a dog. And when he was a puppy, he was so cute. He was so cute. And I think kittens are cute as well. And I used to have hamsters as well. Hamsters are also really cute. It's just, you know, animals are so cute. But like the thing with animals, they're not just cute. You have to take care of them. They're not there to just look cute, you guys. You have to take care of your good animals. Yeah, animals. I want you to guess how many cats I have. I'm gonna guess 3. 3. Or 5. 3. It's either 3 or 5. Something along those lines. Also, let me take a sip of water, because I feel like I've been, like, lecturing this whole time. Ugh, refreshing. Water is so good. I used to hate water, but water is so good now. The thing is, like, the reason why I like water now is because I don't have any other like sweet drinks, so all I can drink is water. So I got used to it. Not enough. Add more. 7. I like the number 7, so I'm gonna say 7. Right. So now I'm just like drawing the liminal spaces. So they're kind of like in a hospital area, where there's like each room is kind of a bed, having a bed, and, you know, basically hospital stuff, hospital rooms. And so like a little clock over here. There we go. Yeah, it looks a little bit odd, doesn't it? Right. So don't tell anyone did this, but yep. See, I can draw a perfect circle in in one stroke. Okay, you know what? That still looks a bit odd. There we go. Voila. You have 8 cats. It's not a hoarding situation or anything. 3 of them are outside cats. I'm the one who deals with their litter boxes, such, and they're well fed. 2 of our cats are humongous. Big kittens. Anyway, big kittens. Big cats. Are they chubby? Yeah, kitties. Yeah. Chubby and humongous. That's a lot of cats. Like, ups for you to taking care of all those cats, because that's like a lot of cats. A lot of cats. That must be like a lot of work. Alright, here we go. Right, there we go. And then we're going to go over here. Actually come to a stream again. Anyway, back to lurking. Hello. Yes, I do recognize. Lepitas? I don't know. I would butcher names. But yeah. If you guys have something to do, you can just put this on the background. And you know, draw. Or do anything. That you need to get done. Like work. Probably not homework. Homework is like... This video might be distracting. Because I yap a lot. Most of the cats are big boys. I'm a teen and I still live with your parents, but it equals a lot of cuddles. I have your own cat and his name is... oh, that's actually a really cute name. Baby. Baby? Okay. And he's the smallest. He's over a year old. That's so cute. That is so cute. It's just being surrounded by cats. I think that's like a lot of people's dream, is to be surrounded by cats and just be, you know, covered with cats. Here we go. But yeah, I think cats and animals in general, to be honest, like they have their own like personality. Like my dog has this personality of being really clingy. But also has like a little temper. Just like a little bit. But yeah, animals are really cute. Most people when I tell them assume my house hair filled the smells terrible, but it's not. Do you mean like your house smells like cats and they think it's you? Oh, they think that the smell is terrible, but it's not. I don't know. I think a lot of people, like, especially if they don't have pets themselves, they probably would think that way because, you know, it's just not really their natural. They're not around cats a lot, so they don't know the smell. They probably are not used to it. Cats are so entertaining to watch. Yeah, animals are so entertaining to watch, to be honest. Cats are so cute. One time, I seen a cat eat a fly. Just right off the bat. I'm just gonna say that right off the bat with no context whatsoever. A bat ate a fly before. Not a bat ate a fly. A cat ate a fly. Did I say a bat ate a fly? They assume my house will smell like cat pee and stuff because you have so many. Oh, that's why. Yeah, I don't think that's the case. Sometimes you can have like a lot of animals. But if it's like in a clean area, obviously it's not gonna smell like that. It's not like a barn or a zoo or something like that. Although it is pretty challenging to keep it clean and keep the house smelling fresh. There we go. Yeah, exactly. The cats eat flies. Cats eat flies. I was like so traumatized when I first saw that. The thing is, like, I was like so scared of the fly. I'm like, oh my gosh, there's a fly in the room. And then the cat was like kind of grabbing it or trying to grab it. And the thing is, the cat can like sense or like just see very clearly, no matter how fast the fly is flying, and catch it, which is like really impressive. And then she just took it in her palm and then ate it. And I was like, okay, you know, at least, you know, yeah. Anyway, I don't know what to say to that, to be honest. I was just really, really shocked and traumatized. Oh. Oh, they eat spiders. Oh, I hate spiders. Like, I don't hate spiders. I'm okay with the ones with the thin legs, but if they're kind of like huge, and they're like kind of somewhat like big, and I'm like, okay, yeah, stay away from me. I hate anything that has like a lot of legs, especially if they're quite big. Like, stay away from me. Stay away from me. Cute and free pesca job. Yeah, and protein. Free protein. But to be honest, like, I don't know. Some bugs I think they shouldn't eat. Like, I generally kind of question their health. If that's okay. Yeah, no, not totally free, exactly. They cost like a lot of money. Oh my gosh. 8 cats, can you imagine? Whoa. I'm supposed to go to sleep right now because your family is going out to carnival, but I can't. It's 3:09 a.m. I think, like, you should, low-key, because, like, dang, that's, like, really, really late. Really late. Oh, I have had big spiders in your house. No, I didn't remove them. How, like, what were they? Did they have, like, you know, fur? Were they, like, furry little critters? Were they, like, furry little spiders? Congrats on making someone in the chat have a crash out. But yeah, spiders to me are like, they're not the most scariest, but you know, I get really creeped out about how they move. It's just like, what the heck is that? I don't want to like get close to it. Sometimes I don't sleep at all because I stay up really late for no reason. Why? That's like really bad for the brain cells. Like, especially if you're like in your teens and you know, like in any age, to be honest, it just really would kind of have the effect afterwards when you like grow older. So I like think really sleeping well at night is the best. Don't stay up. It is not good for the brain. It really kills the brain cells. Are you an Australian? Oh, are you in Australia just chilling with the spiders? Spiders. Burn the house. Yeah. Oh, dang. They got called out. But yeah, I don't think, you know, saying where you are at or where you live or anything like that is the best on the internet. But, you know, my cat, Baby, is a very good spider and bug catcher. When there's a mosquito in my house, he will chase after it for hours straight. Why not? Well, I just think, you know, on the internet, it's really scary nowadays, especially with, like, AI stuff. I just think, like, talking about where you're at, perhaps, like, the state is okay, or, like, just, like, the state name, is okay. But, you know, but yeah, staying up is definitely not a good idea. Staying up kills your brain cells. Alright. Let's just kind of get to the details here. Here, we just got like a thumb. Yeah, there was a time where I stayed up all night. It's because I was too excited for the field trip for the next day in school. And I binge watched, like, I think movies or shorts on YouTube the whole night. And then when I was like done, I was like, oh my gosh, it's 5 a.m. already? Like, dang! Dang! And I still had energy. Which is crazy. I still had energy to go to the field trip. If you told me to do that again, I could not. I could not. I really enjoy sleeping. I'm 13 and I've been staying up late and not sleeping for days straight since I was 10. IDK, I just can't sleep. My friends all know. When I spam them at 3 a.m. say they want to live old. That's actually really bad. I think you should get that checked out. That's like really bad for your health. Like, not to say this to like offend you or anything like that, but like genuinely, I think, you know, it's really unhealthy. Yeah, don't tell your age on the internet. Yeah, be careful with that doTERRA age on the internet. Oh, like, oh, I like couldn't sleep for more than like 2 hours at a time last night. Yeah, I think everyone's sleep schedule is pretty messed up nowadays. Insomnia. Yeah, don't tell your age on the internet, guys, by the way. Your mom would yell at you if she knew. But, like, I think you should ask her. You know? Also, you can delete your message if you don't want, you know, that information online. Also, like, you can ask her about it, about the situation, instead of, you know, saying that you did. Yeah, just be careful. Yeah, you can delete the messages, by the way. Like, there's a... Oh, well, you're 4,000 years old. I mean, still, then again, next time. But yeah, as we were talking, I've pretty much finished the drawing. Pretty much. I know it looks like kind of basic, and there's like not much color to it, but I'm pretty sure I'm pretty done with this art piece. I might do like little tweaks off the camera, but other than that though, yeah. You has insomnia, so I probably do too. Like, I think, yeah, insomnia is definitely pretty common. I'm a Time Lord at infinite years old. Good luck with that. That seems pretty traumatic life. I wouldn't want to live infinitely. My mom has insomnia, so I probably do too. Oh yeah, that's exactly why I think, like, you know, telling them would probably most likely help. Yeah. But yeah, you guys, thank you so much for stopping by today. And if you want to catch the next stream, then again, it's Saturdays and Sundays, and if I suddenly stream in the weekdays, it is a bonus. Basically, it's like a sudden, you know, stream that I feel like drawing and I want to start streaming. But definitely Saturdays and Sundays, I'm going to be streaming. So turn on the notifications bell and subscribe, and also like, and also definitely check out the Webtoons comic. It's free. You don't have to do anything to, you know, read it. You can just read it without paying anything. Then again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. And you're a potato. Okay. Yeah, be sure not to be cooked. We're all rocks in some way. The chat's tweaking. The chat's tweaking. Okay, anyway, thank you then again so much. And I'll see you next time. Bye!